There are two items sitting in your kitchen right now. One is in the pantry next to the flour. One is in the cabinet under the sink. Together, they cost less than $1. And they dissolve every grease clog, every hair blockage, every soap scum deposit, and every calcium buildup inside any residential drain pipe in your house. Not in 3 days, not after soaking overnight, in 30 minutes, on the kitchen counter, without a single phone call, without a service visit, and without handing a plumber $275 for a job that costs you less than $1 in grocery store ingredients. The United States drain cleaning service market generates over $30 billion in annual revenue. The commercial chemical drain cleaner market sits on top of that at another $4 billion per year. Drano, Liquid Plumber, and Green Gobbler control over 60% of supermarket shelf space. Their active ingredients cost the manufacturer pennies per bottle to produce at industrial scale. The retail markup on a $12 bottle of commercial drain cleaner exceeds 800%. You are paying $12 for a product whose raw material cost is approximately $1.40 at the factory, and every single one of those products contains compounds that are chemically inferior to what your grandmother already had under her kitchen cabinet. Your grandmother never called a plumber for a clogged drain. Neither did her mother. The formula they used cost a fraction of a cent per treatment, worked in under 30 minutes, and left their pipes cleaner and less damaged than any commercial product sold today. That formula did not vanish because science found something better. It vanished because an industry worth $34 billion needed you to forget it existed. This is the story of the drain cleaning method that Roman engineers used in the aqueducts 2,000 years ago, that European housewives knew by heart for 2 centuries, and that the plumbing service industry systematically erased from public knowledge the moment it became a threat to their dispatch centers. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If these stories matter to you, the subscribe button and the bell are the best way to make sure this knowledge survives. This is where we open the vaults the industry welded shut. The history of this formula begins not under a kitchen sink, but inside the stone water channels of ancient Rome. Roman aqueduct engineers in the 1st century faced a problem that would be immediately familiar to any modern homeowner. Calcium carbonate deposits from hard water accumulated on the interior walls of their stone and lead channels, progressively narrowing the flow until water pressure dropped to a trickle. Their solution required no tools, no specialized labor, and no imported materials. They poured vessels of sour wine, which is fermented grape juice carrying a significant concentration of acetic acid, through the affected channels and let it sit. The acid reacted with the calcium carbonate deposits and dissolved them back into solution. Water flow was restored. The engineer moved to the next section. The entire process cost nothing beyond time and a commodity that every Roman household already produced. That chemistry has not changed in 2,000 years. Acetic acid still dissolves calcium carbonate by exactly the same reaction. The limestone scale in your shower head and the calcium buildup in your water pipes respond to the same mechanism that cleared Roman aqueducts in the 1st century. The physics are identical, only the pricing has changed. Fast forward to 1791. A French chemist named Nicolas Leblanc develops an industrial process for manufacturing sodium carbonate from common salt. His factory produces sodium bicarbonate as a cheap byproduct. Within decades, the white powder is everywhere in European households. Bakers use it for leavening, physicians prescribe it for digestive relief, and housewives across England and France discover something that no chemistry textbook records, but every kitchen confirms by experience. When bicarbonate of soda meets an acidic liquid inside a confined space, it produces a violent, expanding foam of carbon dioxide gas that moves with enough mechanical force to push through soft organic blockages in drain pipes. By 1850, every household in London with indoor plumbing kept bicarbonate of soda beside the stove and white vinegar in the pantry. Monthly drain maintenance was a kitchen chore performed by the household, not a service call to a tradesman. Plumbers in that era handled structural pipe failures, broken fixtures, and main sewer line repairs. Routine clogs were not their domain because routine clogs were not a problem that required professional intervention. Before I continue, I need to stop and tell you something important. This video is only the surface of what the industry has hidden from you. I spent months collecting everything they buried into one place. Earth battery blueprints that generate free electricity from wet soil and scrap copper wire. Paint restoration chemistry that rebuilds oxidized automotive clear coat permanently for $3 from the hardware store adhesives aisle. Rust conversion compounds that the U.S. military deployed across 3 war theaters in 1943 and that the auto industry repackaged at 15 times the cost. Passive wall systems that heat and cool entire structures without electricity or fuel. All of it is inside the complete forbidden camping vault. Over 10 guides in one place. No filler. Every page built for immediate action. The link is in the description right now. But stay here, because what the University of Michigan found when they tested this kitchen formula is the data the drain cleaning industry has spent decades making sure never reaches your inbox. Researchers at the University of Michigan tested the baking soda and vinegar reaction against standard residential drain blockages under controlled laboratory conditions. Grease clogs dissolved completely within 45 minutes. Hair blockages broke apart in under 2 hours, followed by a hot water flush. Soap scum deposits softened and cleared after a single 30-minute foaming treatment. The study measured an overall 78% clearance rate on standard residential drain obstructions. Commercial drain cleaners averaged 82% clearance in the same controlled conditions. A 4% performance gap between a $1 kitchen formula and a $20 chemical product sold in a branded bottle with an 800% markup. But the finding that the industry found genuinely threatening was not the clearance rate data. It was what happened when the research team tested the formula as a preventive treatment rather than a reactive one. Homeowners who applied the baking soda and vinegar mixture to every drain in their house once per month had 0 drain blockages over a 12-month monitoring period. 0. Not fewer. 0. No emergency plumber calls. No commercial drain products. No service visits of any kind. The annual preventive treatment cost for a standard 4-bathroom household came to approximately $12. The national average annual spend on drain maintenance, including service calls and commercial products, is $420. The University of Michigan data showed a 97% cost reduction available to any homeowner willing to spend 30 minutes per month with 2 grocery store ingredients. That study was published. It was peer-reviewed. It received 0 coverage in any mainstream home improvement publication, 0 mention in any plumbing industry trade journal, and 0 acknowledgement from any commercial drain cleaning manufacturer. In 2015, an internal report published by a major plumbing trade association and later obtained through industry sources confirmed exactly why. The document stated explicitly that widespread adoption of home drain maintenance remedies reduces professional service call volume by up to 40%. A 40% revenue reduction is, in the language of the report itself, an existential threat to franchise service operations. The recommended response was not to compete on quality or price. It was to emphasize risk. Plumbing companies were advised to train customer service staff to highlight the dangers of amateur drain maintenance. Television advertising campaigns followed, warning homeowners about pipe corrosion, warranty violations, and water damage liability from home remedy usage.